Turn to ban. Dire team ban.
Well, let's talk a minute about that Alchemist. You know, we've talked extensively throughout all the drafts of D2L so far about the value of heroes that scale really well into the late game because of just the way the game's played now. Tower pushing not as important, still tower defense certainly an important skill you want to have. You want tanky heroes, you want heroes that have flexibility and versatility. Sounds to me like I just read off a list of all the things Alchemist has going for him, yet we never see him played. Why is that? Acid spray.
And I think that he was picked a lot after that, and I actually couldn't tell you why he was stopped being picked. Like, I think he's very good. Most people were running him in that sense as an off-laner, but here we actually see Timbersaw as last pick, so I imagine, based on who's playing, that it's actually Inflame playing Abaddon, so never mind any of that, because he's going to be your mid-Abaddon. We saw them do this once before, actually.
Yes, we did. And got to give shout-outs to my buddy Dig, who I doubt is watching. He's the mid player for my group and my stack that I play with the most, a whole lot of friends and stuff. I'm going to have to reconnect, and I'm going to make sure I don't screw up the overlay when I come back this time. Nope. No, they are doing this skid thing. But anyway, shout-outs to him. He wants to play mid-Abaddon all the time. I tell him no, and now he's going to be able to say, well, the Chinese do it, and I'm going to have to give in. All right, go ahead and talk about the laning phase while I reconnect, and do not mess up the overlays this time.
Sure. It's going to be a standard safe lane tri-lane here from LV. It's going to be the Skywrath, the Ember Spirit farming as a 1 position, and Demons playing the 4 position Alchemist. It's going to be Inflame on mid with the solo mid app.
"30 seconds to battle."
Invisibility.
The such, and I think they could get a kill here, really. I don't know. And this is, again, the strength of running these heroes like Jakiro, Ogre, these tanky heroes. Oh, wow, Demon's actually going to get spotted. They drop a sentry right in lane, and he's right in front of them. They have to come back and try to help. And looks like Luo thought about going after the kill. That's a lot of burn damage on Demons. He has to burn his salve already.
Yep, pretty good damage. It's not going to do that much just because he did have a salve. If he didn't have a salve, that'd be huge. In the last series we saw where they put so much damage onto the supports who bought so many consumables. Do you remember that? It was triple pool for 2 different heroes, and they didn't have any consumables. But yeah, nice heads-up play there. Alchemist is doing some stacking, and I think this is really good. If Ember Spirit wants to get a Battle Fury, or even for his own farm once he gets levels, he can transition nicely. And that's I love Alchemist. Oh, here's an unstable concoction.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a minute. I love the hero too. And they're actually going to throw it on the Luo. DDC is going to try to follow, does not throw an Arcane Bolt. Looks like that's kind of a harassment or unstable concoction. This lane likely to be very volatile, but we can see, and this is what I was saying, like, you know, whenever he was coming, I was like, oh, he can probably get a kill, but these heroes are so tanky. 606 HP, 587 for the Ogre Magi, and they're just so hard to bring down, and especially whenever you factor in, like, the Jakiro took dual breath first, so pursuing him is very, very difficult. Chuan can stop a gank really quick if he gets a fire blast off and buys time, and it's just tough. It's tough going. In mid, speaking of tough going, Ferrari getting some help from Chizbug. Gonna make it some slightly tough going for our mid Abaddon. And down at bottom, the one-on-one June. I have never seen that weapon in all of Dota. Is that new?
What, the Maelstrom?
No, the one he's holding?
Yeah, you didn't see that? It's so badass.
No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I want it. Is it on the market? Can I buy it?
I think it's kind of expensive, to be honest.
Yeah, so I play
Whisper
Dota.
pumping out a lot of damage. This is a really good matchup for Timbersaw too. He has 8 armor, 8 additional armor. He's regenerating quite a lot. June's getting some nice procs on his on his time lock though.
Up, trouble at top. Luo in dire straits. He will be caught. And DDC draws the first blood for LV. Tanky as they are, level 2 on everyone. And actually we see, yeah, Alchemist just now placed this point, but that's irrelevant. Just having the concussive shot, more importantly, having the Flame Guard and the Searing Chains on the Ember Spirit. I think they may end up changing this up because it is going to be super hard for them to continue to play the way they've been playing. They're either going to have to back way off and just try to get XP, maybe try to get last hits with the acid spray, or excuse me, not the acid spray, but with the dual breath or with something like that, with at least, you know, push the tower some or something. But I don't know. Like right now, that first kill is going to make it very hard for IG to stay here.
Problem actually to me is that Inflame is getting good CS in mid. He's up to 10 CS against the Lich dual lane with Terror Blade.
Wow.
I didn't see the first couple waves. All I know is that at minute like 40, I looked at mid, I'm like, oh, let's see how mid's doing. And I saw that Ferrari had like 4 CS and the Abaddon had like 7. I'm like, whoa, something's wrong here. What's going on? I will say that, you know what, Inflame playing this Abaddon is actually kind of cool in mid. Well, speaking of, he's going to take a lot of damage. He has no shield for himself. Might have to deny himself if there's 2 more auto attacks. Does have a bottle charge ready to go, so he will be fine. But you can use that Mist Coil constantly to just CS. It's actually a really nice tool.
Well, he's doing remarkably well, like you said. 11 CS against the dual lane, and especially like now, Terrible, I'm going to take it. This is probably his second usage of the Metaform, and just puts out so much damn damage. And he's going to get this bounty. And he always racing the illusion. Will he get there? Well, deny it. He's going to get there. Oh, it actually attacked him. I thought it was attacking the rune. So Inflame with a nice beneficiary rune picked up there. This top lane, they're actually continuing to play this pretty strong. They're playing pretty far forward. Jakiro's already level 3. Like, he and Ogre Magi have exactly the same amount of experience. And they're actually ahead in experience on the 2 supports in this lane. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, Skywrath is actually doing pretty well in experience, but Alchemist is certainly not. And he needs the levels too, because after they nerfed a long time ago his Unstable Concoction, it's really, really bad early levels. Like, really bad. So, Inflame, he's doing some bottle crowing. And again, he's coming back and just pretty much CSing with Mist Coils when he can, and then using the Aphotic Shield to get out of the slow, and just, yeah. So, he's doing fine there. Bottom, it's pretty much even. I still think this is really good for Timbersaw, though. Like, if you can get him a good time, this hero snowballs so freaking hard. Like I said, Whisper's been really good with his Timbersaw play as of late.
We could see an attempted gank on the way. Demons and DDC going to make their way to mid. Ferrari and Shizbug have been playing very aggressive. After we see how this goes, I do want to talk about this mid Abaddon, because I don't think they're just going to continue to farm him as a full core. I think they're going to end up building a high-value mid-game item on him and then starting to rotate heroes in and out of the lane. But Ferrari never really gave him the opening, so they're going to go ahead and bypass this as the smoke expires. Maybe head to bottom, or are they just going to come straight on? Yeah, Inflame's going to try to bait a chase, it looks like. Sentry down. And Ferrari... Nope, not going to take the bait at all.
It's kind of hard to initiate in this manner. They actually do have a ward that is placed in mid. They put up a sentry just to see it, but it's actually on the other side, and it's barely out of range of that sentry in mid, if you can see that. Very close by.
I see 2. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Oh, so he did know. Yeah, he should have seen him sitting back there. I didn't even think that ward was in range. Forget how big that range is now.
Yeah, that is pretty huge, actually.
So it's one of those updates nobody really talks about, but... yeah, vision. Pretty big deal. The Jakiro could be a victim here. DDC's going to get right... no, he's just going to drop a ward. Hit him with a concussive shot. Oh, here comes Demons, actually. They're going to try to get him. They're going to have the damage. He's dead.
Yeah, he's easily dead. Or, okay. That was close. The duration on the Searing Chains is really bad, level 1.
Whisper. Victim of the first Chronosphere of the game as June secures the kill with the help of Chizbug and Chuan. So they go 1 for 1, but without a doubt, bringing down that Timbersaw, much bigger deal for IG.
Yeah, did June get the kill too? He did, so that's good for him. You should probably buy his Morbid Mask, yeah, just to get some extra regen in this lane. And then probably finish Treads, and then after that go for the Mask of Mana. So, really good kill for him. He was getting kind of bullied around as expected, like Timbersaw's fantastic against melee heroes. I think the only melee hero it might have trouble with is Tide, but other than that, he's a dominant hero in a 1v1 situation. They actually are going to go again, and he doesn't know it. I don't know if they have the damage because Chuan is lacking 2 spells, I think. Yeah, he only has 1 spell. They're actually going to smoke and maybe go mid.
I don't think they can. Oh, wow. They get him up top again. I was just about to say I don't think they can get the Timber without Chronosphere. And they're going to try to get something done here in mid again.
Radiant's top tower is
And
under
Ferrari's
attack.
out there a bit. Which way are they going to go? They just going to stack creeps? Nope, not going to do that either.
I don't know why they're letting him hit the rune. They walked away, they're like, okay, oh, now they go.
Yep, there we go. In Flame. Engaged upon. Borrowed time is on cooldown rather. He has the Aphotic Shield up. There's going to be nice Chakram from Whisper, buying him some time. And here comes Demons. He's going to go in through. Oh, nice kill! They're going to turn it around. Inflame's going to end up dead, but it's a 2-for-1 as it stands, and the Terror Blade being one of them. Without a doubt, a win. And old June's in trouble now. He's going to have to time walk away. Can they follow it up? There's a Timber Chain chasing down Chuan. And Unstable Concoction, I hear it. Nope. Going to take it, a little egg on his face. And they will be able to make it away. That's still going to be 5-2 now, favoring LV. And yeah, this is a bad one. He's getting up phase boost. Do you think they're actually going to continue to farm him as a true core, or are they going to treat it almost like you would treat a core Jakira, where you get, you know, a Yules, not necessarily Yules on him, but some items like that, then you start giving some farm priority to people elsewhere?
No, I think he can be played as a core. I think he probably needs to this game, just because their Ember Spirit's not like the hardest carry. He's okay, but Timbersaw is like, unless he snowballs really hard, he is not like your quintessential core carry hero. That being said, the Alchemist can transition quite nicely if he does spend a lot of time farming, but he's not really doing that. He's just pure roaming. He only has 3 CS under his belt. So I think this is fine. That was some really nice play by LB though. Like, that was just all their spells and cheeky little move right there with the Timbersaw going back and forth between over the river. Nicely done.
I think it's impressive as hell that Inflame is as close as he is right now to this Terror Blade. He's at 32 CS, the Terror Blade's at 40, and he's getting jungle help, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he just cleared this camp. So, like, he's getting jungle help from his supports. Meanwhile, the Abaddon's basically left alone. There's going to be a Mystic Flare. Luo walks into it a bit, but easy dive, not so easy after all. Luo actually does manage to survive, and now DDC's on the run. Chuan doesn't have the mana for a Fire Blast, but June sure can leap as he catches him from behind. And IG counterpunching as best they can everywhere on the map. 3-5. At 10 minutes in, let's take our first look at the gold graph. We can see it is going in favor of LV right now, but IG is getting that curve back up. The experience is actually dead even.
Yep, and I do want to stress the importance of shutting down Terrorblade though, or not necessarily shutting him down, but pressuring the lanes before he gets out of hand. We've seen it so many times in D2L. I feel like 4 times where even if the early game is going to the other team heavily, like mighty heavily, the team with the Terrorblade just farms him in the jungle, creates space for the other teammates to get some farm in mid lane or whatever, and it just he came out on top every time. So they need to be worried about that.
June still has Chrono. Whisper's teleported up. This is going to be a fight. They're going to try to get the Ancient Seal onto him. He has vision, though. He could turn this around very easily. Is he baiting this back? He's got 2 coming behind. I think he was hoping they would commit there. They pull back, though. And this is a smoke. Sentry goes down. And, yep. Oh, actually got him the Searing Chains and the Ancient Seal first. Now they're going to try to turn it around. June, still silenced. Can he Chrono? No! Ends up dropping first. Whisper able to Timber Chain away from the damage with ZYF's on the warpath. In Flame, joining the fight as well. They're going to dive it. Searing Chains catch him, and there goes the Courier! Courier down! Oh, mercy! IG gives away so much. And it's such a shame. He was winding up for his time walk. And DDC just a little quicker on the draw, got the silence off, and everything went south from there.
It could have been actually a really nice chain ult, but the Timbersaw got stunned before the chain. He actually went to his Timber Chain, which was going to go directly to the Ember Spirit, and would have been a really good chain frost had he actually gone forward with that. But unfortunately, he got stunned and caught right there, and he wasn't able to progress any further. So the Lich bounce, Lich actually didn't bounce at all. It was just an unfortunate chain.
LV is not letting off the pedal, man. It's nighttime, and it is gank time as Chuan caught behind his own tower. That's a lot of flashy fireworks. And an Ogre Magi disappears amidst them. 3-8. And LV is just piling it on now, man. Just piling it on. And this is what we've seen them do and be so successful at this entire tournament. That's what's given them this record. Now June's caught again! Caught him with his searing chains and then silenced him. This combination of the Ember Spirit and the Skywrath Mage is just destroying the Void.
It is quite good. Double drums coming out from LV. Timbersaw is trying to defend here bottom. They don't have a glyph just yet. Ferrari does not have Sunder, and he's probably going to die.
Yep, Ferrari.
Yep, he's dead.
Gives him another one. Oh, no, he actually makes it away. Luo not quite so lucky as he dies in a hail of splinters. How did Ferrari get away there? He have an Invis rune?
Yeah, he did. And the last bit of the chakram wasn't enough to actually get the kill. It was so close.
3-10 in the blink of an eye. Taking a look at the graph, yeah, 5,000 gold lead for LV so far, and their experience is cratering down in a good way in their favor. Ready to take a tier 1, it would appear. And what's IG got to do, man? Their Terrorblade is very well farmed. He's the top farm on the map. And Ferrari's still doing his job, but it's going to be a while before he comes online. He is going to go with a Yasha first. But if he goes do you think he goes Yasha pure fighting build, or does he go with that Radiance build after Yasha?
It's hard to say, honestly. Like, every single time I see Radiance, I instinctively think this is a mistake, but then I get proven differently.
CYF, once again. Chizbug doing what damage he can, but they're both being burned down. The Mystic Flare does what damage they need, and that's going to be a double kill. Not for ZYF, he only got one. But hell, they're not done. Here they come! June used his Chronosphere, didn't seem to get anybody. Beautiful Ice Path. And LV has to pull back just to be safe. They're going to chase Ferrari if they can find him. And doesn't look like they had eyes on him. The Ice Path from that Jakiro actually made sure that wasn't worse than it became. But Ferrari's got Inflame on his tail, but a very fortuitous Haste Rune is going to get into safety. He probably dies there if it's not for that Haste Rune.
He did just level up Sunder, but I don't think I don't think it would matter because the Abaddon was so low anyway. So he actually Sunders the Timbersaw right there, but yeah, fortuitous Haste Rune indeed. And yeah, what happened with the Chrono was he chronoed like 2 or 3 heroes, I think, but he was going on the Alchemist who already channeled the Unstable Concoction, and he was really scared of the self-stun hitting him. So he actually he just backed away. So the Chronos hero didn't really do anything.
Good. Glad I didn't miss much. And, well, I mean, we need to start talking about item builds and talking about... Yeah, there's the Yasha done on Ferrari. I mean, he can go straight up Manta, but the problem is, I think LV's got plenty of tools to deal with Manta. Like, yeah. I think they've got plenty of tools to deal with his illusions. Like, I think the only option they have right now, as bad as it is to save 15, is to play for late game. Like, just look at this. LV is just willing to dive anywhere. They have all the initiative, and actually didn't Searing Chains. If he had, that's a kill. He's still trying to chase him down. But there's nothing. It's another one of those situations where it just feels like LV can just walk towards the Ancient, and no one's going to get in their way. Yeah,
I know, call me crazy, I still think Radiance would be not too bad.
Yeah.
He's probably going to go for the safer route, which is the Yasha into Manta into Scotty. That's like what you see about 80% of the time. But I think it was actually ZYF himself that was... It was ZYF or CTY. I can't remember
CTY. CTY is that was one of the first series we did in the East, and CTY got destroyed. He and DK got destroyed for about 55 minutes, and then at minute 56, he just walked all over. He did exactly what I just said. He walked to the base, killed it, and outpushed a team of 5. Like, literally, he outpushed 5 people in a base race with 1 hero, and that was the Terrorblade with a Radiance and a full inventory.
Yeah, I think just, like, yes, the illusions die pretty quickly, but I think Radiance just helps you get to the late game. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, he's probably going to go for the safer build, which is Manta Scotty, but, yep.
Huh. Your favorite item. Yasha on the Ember Spirit.
Oh, why? This is so weird. It doesn't do anything.
Hey, all you folk out there, you got something to say? You disagree? Tweet at me and Trouf, at EC and at TRELFDOTA, Trouf Dota, because I want to hear. I want to know.
Again, there's no orchids or anything like that coming on the team that you could easily get rid of. In fact, it even, I don't know, it even helps the Lich, so to speak, if you Be like, hey, let me split so I can get some more bounces on your Chain Frost. I don't know. But he never makes us into a Manta. He just keeps the Yasha like the whole time, if I remember correctly.
We saw one time he got 6 slotted and made it in Manta, didn't he?
I don't. Yeah, probably. I don't know. But he waits till the bitter end.
Oh yeah, it's like his last item. And Luo cutting creeps at top, and he is gonna get caught.
God.
Oh, ZYF. He's already 4-0-5. And why don't we just make it even? 5-0-5 now. Mega kill for him. 2,000 gold in the bank. I got nothing, man.
Look
this
at the Sekiro. Look at this score. This is not where you want to be at all.
This is what you call the yard sale build. Just a little of everything, not much of value.
No, look at these 0, 6, and 0.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his items. Look at it. Look at his inventory.
Yeah,
it's a yard sale.
Well, he's trying to get that Yules, but it's gonna be another 800 gold. But yep, this. Oh God.
Time to mass bracers, right?
And I thought that letting the Jakiro go to IG was going to be a mistake, just based off of how he played it in the last series. It was very, very impressive last time, but not giving up too much, or not doing too much for his team, unfortunately, this series, at least so far.
Well, everything's settling down for the moment, and I don't know what IG can do. Let's take a look at their levels, actually. They're up there. The Terrorblade's really just where it all hinges. The Void is going to be able to do some work on his own. Looks like he's going straight for a Maelstrom after Mask of Madness, so very standard stuff out of him. I am quite happy to see skip Midas. We've been seeing a lot of Void Midas. And honestly, if he had gone Midas, they wouldn't be able to fight at all. Like right now, if they were trying to gank and he had a hand of Midas and a Mask of Madness and like no bonus damage at all from the Mithril Hammer or anything, I don't think they can kill anyone. Not a single soul on LV except maybe a solo Skywrath Mage. And at least now they can try to do something. And speaking of, DDC, the closest target, poor guy.
Yeah, where's DDC? Looking at him.
He was over in the jungle. He was right about here when I said that. And they actually did have a ward that he just wandered past.
Inflame's pushing bottom tower, and he has Vlads and the drums as well. He's gonna go for Luo.
Yeah.
Luo's gonna have to TP out, I bet. Yeah, he's actually gonna die here, I think.
Nope. Ice Path. Yeah,
he could dive this if he really wanted to, but like he really could. There's nothing to be scared of.
You know something we didn't even talk about, but needs to be talked about just because I've suffered at the hands of it in a few pub games, is a well-farmed Abaddon and a well-farmed Timbersaw is miserable. They're immortal. They can't be killed, neither of them, because the Abaddon keeps the Timbersaw alive perpetually. Then you're like, oh, just focus on the Abaddon. Then borrowed time, he's like, LOL, no, I'm alive too. And the whole time, Timbersaw's got a spinning blade up your backside. And I love this draft. And this is something, it seems like we say we love the draft of LB a lot.
Well, I don't know if you remember that one time where they drafted,
what
was it, Dazzle, Spirit Breaker in the first two?
Yeah.
And then it was, Abaddon was actually in that game as well, I think.
Yeah, I think
it was a disaster.
That's the one series they lost, I think, right?
I don't think they lost, no, they didn't lose the series. They just lost the second game.
Oh, Chrono. That's going to be on the Whisper. June caught an ouch! And they do end up losing Whisper, but they trade Void for a Timbersaw. That Timbersaw already had his Bloodstone, by the way, so he lost a few charges there. You know, that's another interaction we didn't even talk about. And to tell you the truth, I hadn't even thought about. The fact that when Void's in his Chrono, if he Sleight of Fists in, Searing Chains, then he's held still and can't move, and the Skywrath just blows his face off like we just saw. That's actually brilliant.
Yeah. It's quite effective. The Manta does come out for Ferrari, so he's going to have that to work with, and as we expected, that was the build, but he still can't really fight. Like, there's just too much AoE damage. I'm guessing ZYF is pretty close to a Battle Fury at this point. Yeah, he has it in actually 150 gold, and they don't even care. They don't even want it. They're just going to push high ground now.
Yep, just going to walk to the Ancient. Chuan going to be caught from behind with an Unstable Concoction. Everything comes out. There's an Ice Path that actually caught a bunch. That's a nice play from Luo. Still not enough to save his buddy. Chizbug already spent his ulti, so he has nothing to contribute but Ice Armor and Ice Blast. And, excuse me, Frost Nova, I think. ZYF is feeling so tanky and survivable. We see the mech come into play there. 7 charges back up on Whisper's Bloodstone, so he can fall back and regen. Inflame's going to keep everyone alive, and yeah, DDC's going to kill everyone. Now, Whisper's taking a lot of damage from Ferrari. Ferrari's their last good hope. CYF going right after him, though. He's kind of trapped in right now. And he's using Metaform to run away. Don't see that very often. Chuan comes out with a Fire Blast onto Whisper. This tier 3 is still going to end up dropping. They still haven't brought down CYF's Aegis. And yeah, they're going to Rax. There's going to be some ice armor on the melee Rax. Good call there. Doesn't matter, as they can't do anything. They are going to have Chrono in 4 seconds, so they need to be conscious of that. There's going to be a Searing Chains on the Chuan. And the Timber Saw just whipping across behind these racks to try to clear house. We're going to see a Chrono. They're 2 grouped up. It has to be off cooldown right now. Is he going? Where you at? No way. I mean, what do? You just lost racks. You got to take a stand somehow. Where did he go? Well, he was out farming mid.
I figure if you do lose racks, then they've already taken it, and you probably shouldn't fight, because if you're going to fight, you probably should do it before the racks are dead.
Yeah.
So now, at the very least, wait for your cooldowns. Lich Change Frost comes up in 10 seconds. Metamorphosis was just coming down, so you don't have that for another minute or so.
Yeah, good point.
And, yeah, I mean, finally they have the Yules, I suppose, on Luo, but he's just died way too many times. It's not so much that his items come out late. Like, it's not even that bad of a timing, to be honest, with him dying 7 times. It's that he's died 7 times. He's given them 7 kills to work with, which is a lot of gold.
Speaking of a lot of gold, how about the net worth? Terrorblade is the only one near the top for IG, and it's a huge fall off after that. There's going to be a Fire Blast on the Demons. Jules gets Luo out of trouble from the Unstable Concoction, TP in from June. And this is a good opportunity for them. If LV's committed to this push, and it seems like they are, they want to get as much as they can out of this with the Aegis up. He's got about another 60 seconds, so they need to go now, and they need to go to fight, not just a slow push. And, yep, it's Searing Chains on the Luo. So there's going to be an Ice Path called CYF. They're going to try to follow it up. Nothing so far. Chizbug hanging around the back. DDC waiting off to the wings as well. And Chizbug going to be caught and just burnt down. Where is the Void? There he goes. He gets his 3 with it. Now he's going to go to DDC. It's the only one he can kill. Macropyre is going to go down. There's an Ice Path as well. DDC still alive. Barely touched. Barely touched. Chuan dies at the foot of his own tier 3. Ferrari going to be silenced out and tracked down. Super dead. And this is probably your ball game, as that's another double kill. Goes the way of ZYF. GG cold.
And we got to see, or we didn't get to really see, the ultimate come out from Inflame. He just put an Aghanim Scepter, which reduces all incoming damage from anyone on your team, or everyone on your team, by 30% to you. And then with the ultimate activated, obviously it doesn't really matter because you're going to gain all that in health. And man, they just tore them apart. It wasn't even close. Yeah. Absolute stomp. Luo ends the game 0-8-0. Not a single point of damage contributed to a kill.